We are live. We are direct. She leads, she sells with Trudy Guyton, who is a love coach, helping women navigate their pivot into a more dynamic, into a more fruitful situation, moving away from the confusion, the emotional cycles and the doubts. She is big on the internal world being reflected in the external. So she helps her clients to adopt self-love in order to attract love. She has coached hundreds through betrayal, grief, loss, heartbreak, and she is well-versed in helping the healing work to understand the patterns, rebuild self-trust, and help people learn how to love differently. Welcome, Trudy Guyton.
Thank you, Jay. That's great. I love
Amazing.
it. Thank you.
Yes, speak to me. Who do you love to serve? I know you mentioned a couple of guys might slip through the cracks here and there, but generally speaking, is it a woman? Are they professional? Are they a lawyer? You know, what's the thing?
All walks of life. None of us get out of this life without experiencing love and heartbreak and all of the things, relationship, right? So men, women from all walks of life,
Okay.
young, older. I mean, I've coached as young as I think 18 and as old as 75.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really fall into that like really narrow niche just because we all want love. We're hardwired for it.
100%. And what's blocking women from receiving love? Is it, yeah,
Well, I think,
self-doubt, self-love? Like, what's the issue?
well, it's a general misunderstanding of what love really is, in my opinion. Like when it comes to love, we're really doing it wrong. And it's not our fault. It's what we were taught. It's what we witnessed. It's what we're taught in the movies and in the books. And and we really have to sort of take a bigger vision, a fuller context view of what is love and what do I want to experience in love. So many of us are raised to just think that we're not supposed to be alone. Or we won't be okay alone, and we've got to have a partner. And so then we're not very particular when we choose. We settle. We don't want to be alone. We let fear lead. And really, at the core of it all, my message is more love, less fear. It's like, how do we lead from love and how do we leave fear behind? And then our intuition, our self love, our inner knowledge comes forth. Fear gets in the way of it all. Doesn't it with everything in life, though?
Yeah, it does. I think it's the subconscious. Would you say the subconscious mind ruling over what the conscious mind? Consciously, she wants love, but subconsciously, she's equating that to trauma or equating that to danger. What's some of the work that you do in order to clear the blocks, release the blocks, help people to step into that new paradigm?
Yeah. Well, the very first thing that we do is we sort of re educate about love and what it really is and where fear is getting in the way. And then we get real clear about what it is that, I know we're talking primarily about women, but I've done this work with a lot of men too, because it's
Okay.
kind of a human problem, right? More than a gender problem. And we we tend to not have a lot of clarity about what we want. We think we know what we want, and we have our list, right? Doesn't everybody have a list? I need to have this, but every list is what they want from their partner. And very few of us have a list of who do I want to be in relationship. And so we do a lot of work on, what is it that you want and where are you now? We look at patterns, we look at habits, we look at the past for hindsight to see clearly, okay, yeah, I'm the common thread. We do radical responsibility, radical self love, come back into the sovereignty of self, and then move forward from a totally different energetic state and understanding of love. And I'd say a good, strong 95% of my clients end up in love, but it's not where we don't lead with a dating profile.
Wow. That is amazing. Let me know how you get visible. I like your website. You got nice social media profiles. Checking you out on Facebook. How do you get visible?
Speaking engagements, being a guest on podcasts and summits and seminars. That's really where I get the majority of my clients. It's word of mouth is also very strong.
Okay. And sales. It's a word that people suddenly get like a allergic reaction to sometimes sales. But hey, look, Amazon sell to us
Mhm.
every day, right? Apple sell, like we have to sell our children or our partners, like we are selling something. I had to sell you on being here today. Whatever, you had to sell me on the time. Like there's always going to be some sort of sell. But what does sales mean to you? How are you converting sales?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head. Think about it. You fall in love. Are there not sales involved in that?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And relationship, we're selling constantly. We're selling in life
Mm,
all the time.
mm,
And I mean, just being a marriage and you're trying to convince your partner that, I want this, let's take this vacation. Like we're selling all the time. But I also think that service equates to sales. The stronger you show up and you serve, the sales are a byproduct of that.
100%. Yeah, that's why I live by being a high school teacher by trade. Selling, you have to serve, you have to find ways to add more value than anyone else. So yeah.
You find your people that way, I think. You find
100%.
yeah.
100%. And I think the most important person to really sell is yourself.
Yeah.
I believe you're going to be sold on what you're doing. And, I know a couple of months back, I thought, hey, let me try some AI agents. Let me try selling AI agents to construction companies. It's like, wasn't really sold on that. And because
Mm,
I wasn't really sold on that, then, it didn't light me up and it just became a learning point. Hey, look, follow your own obsession.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that those inner voices can be tough, right? Critical, and I call mine mean girl. So my mean girl shows up and man, she can tear me to shreds in a minute. Who do you think you are? And nobody's going to buy anything from you. So I think for me, I had to really embrace the service part, the part that I'm really passionate about, which is really healing hearts and helping people.
Well,
And then it just became more natural. Anytime that I set out the gate to try and sell something without serving first, it hasn't worked.
thanks for sharing. I mean, it's 2026 now. What would you like from this year?
Well, I have a book coming out in May. So
Well done.
it'll be my first published book. I've done the whole guest chapters in other people's books, and so this will be mine, and I'm very excited about that. So that's my primary goal for the year, and then just to practice what I preach.
Hmm.
More love, less fear.
Yeah, more love, less fear. I think tapping into love. I remember when I was single for maybe 2, 3 years and I dabbled into online dating. And then I decided to think about what I could give. So the relationship wasn't what I could get, but hey, I love to give. And so it took 13 online dates to meet my wife on Match.com about 10 years ago now when online dating it wasn't as popular as it is right now. But it's like by tapping into love, right? Rather than fear. Hey, look, I'm gonna love this date, even if nothing comes of it. I've learned this new restaurant, that type of thing.
I love it. Oh my god, I love it. It's like, yeah, you need to come. I'm gonna start a Way of Love podcast, and I want you to come be my guest on that. Tell that
Amazing.
story. Tell that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. 100%.
Yeah.
Leadership. For me, leadership starts with self-leadership. Gonna lead yourself. What does leadership mean for you and how does it translate in the work that you're doing?
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's self leadership. It starts with radical responsibility, and you have to be willing to do some real self reflection. Take a look in the mirror, question yourself, hold yourself accountable to a level that you would hold others accountable. Like you said, I love that what you said is I stopped looking for what I could get and started looking at who I could be and how you could show up and how you could be in relationship. And then, no coincidence you met your wife. I
Hmm.
mean, the 2 are not separate. And I think with leadership, it's the same. It's like, how can you expect something from others if you can't lead yourself first?
I think his name is Jocko. There's ex-Navy SEAL who talks about responsibility. I think that word came up.
Yeah, radical
Responsibility,
responsibility.
radical responsibility.
I have a
That
little story. I have a
Hmm?
little story. Can I share it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. So I have been with my partner for 4 years,
Amazing.
and we've had some ups and downs. And we've gone through, our own attachment because we're human beings. And something that happened to us fairly early on is we had a little bit of conflict. And the way that I dealt with it and the way that he dealt with it were not bringing us closer. It was absolutely, like pushing us so far away from each other. I went away, like took some space and was willing to think about it. Okay, I literally put myself in his shoes and I thought I could almost visualize it like I was thinking about what happened. And I thought if I was sitting in his seat and experiencing the way that I was approaching the situation, how would I feel? And when I could see it through those eyes, I saw that my own anxious attachment was rearing its ugly head. As much as I know, as much as I've been certified, I'm still human. I have my triggers. The little girl, the insecurity, the fear, man, took full front and center. And I came at him with an attitude and an energy of entitlement. Like, you're in relationship with me? Well, then this is what you owe me. And nobody owes us a dang thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody owes us a thing. It's like at will employment. Well, at will relationship. Nobody owes you anything.
100%.
When I was able to come back to him, when we spoke after that, and I was able to sincerely say, I get what I did. And I was able to own it, take responsibility for it. It was not giving him a free pass. It wasn't not talking about it. It wasn't avoidant. It was simply taking some ownership about my part in it. He sat down and he said, never in my lifetime have I met someone that has the ability to self reflect and to course correct if necessary. And it has changed our relationship. It opened the door for his own self reflection.
Amazing.
But it is, I can't, when I speak with clients, I can't stress it enough. It's like if you are not willing to look at yourself, you're going to come defensive every single time.
Well said. Thanks for sharing that story.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think it's so important. And I think it's missed by a lot of people because we are in a defense mode, like protection, protection, protection.
Yeah. And I think we have to understand why we're doing things. My son was born 3 months ago. Yeah. And I think,
Congratulations.
thank you so much. And I think during that time, I was thinking, hey, I've got to try and save the world and take up AI. And yeah, let me try and do that. And it's like, yes, you can, but it's like you're doing it for the wrong reasons. No, and working with these people who are very logical minded and automation experts and these sorts of things, it's okay, you can do it, but it doesn't make your life a carnival. And it's like, serving creative people who are adding value makes my life a carnival. So it's like, that's who I am in essence, and that's why I didn't work corporate. I was a school teacher. Why? Because yeah, I had the economics degree, but it's like, okay, you have to take responsibility for your vision. If it's your
Mm,
vision, you can't let it perish. You gotta take responsibility for it.
that's beautiful. Yeah. And
What you
that's
read
gonna
at that?
serve you well when you're raising your what did you have a boy or girl?
Boy,
Boy, when you're raising your son. Amazing.
currently tucking into this.
Yeah.
And it's just a way of making me understand that yes lives in the land of no. Some people say yes, some people will say no. I'd have to give my people this. It's like go for no.
Yep.
Taking me back to the online dating days where it's like, hey, look, not everyone is gonna like my profile. Some people got a ghost, but yes lives in the land of no, which serves me well. What are you reading right now, and what's the takeaways that you can give us?
Oh my gosh, if I showed you my Kindle, you would laugh. I mean, it's such a hodgepodge and there's hundreds of books. I try to read a book a week. And, I think that some really good ones, Power versus Force.
Good book, yeah.
I love that. Use the map of consciousness all the time in my work and in my life and just as a gauge. Reading Joe Dispenza right now.
Which book? Which one?
It's the gosh, of
Breaking the
course.
Habit of Self?
That's it. That's it. That's the one.
Yeah,
Being yourself.
I was
Breaking the
actually
habit of being
reading that.
yourself.
I was actually reading that book today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what while I was in the car waiting to pick up my son from school, I was
Yeah.
reading that book. Yeah.
Yeah. He's amazing. Yeah. So it sort of is the mood in the moment. There's a book, Quantum Love, that I haven't read in years, but I read it and it was transformational in my life. And the just talks about how we entrain with the people energetically that are in our lives. And so it was a fascinating book. So I love that one. Yeah. And then I think I saw in one of the podcasts you did Behind You, but it was like the X
Yeah.
sound right, and I read that one, loved
Yeah.
that.
And it's,
Atomic Habits was my mind. So I'm
mhm,
guessing that probably we have a lot of similar on our bookshelves, but I might have a little bit more of the love stuff.
for sure. Actually, a good book in terms of love is, you probably heard of this book, The Way of the
Yep,
Superior
that's a
Man.
good one. The Four Agreements is also a really good one.
Yeah, and a book that really transformed my selling was Energy Leadership.
Oh, I haven't read that one. Okay.
Yeah, because it just allowed me to tap into the different levels of energy, and I created 4 energetic characters that I always use. Fearful Fiona, like fear.
Yeah.
Serving Susie, and then the transformation comes when we move to joyful Juliet, and then limitless Laura. Limitless Laura just sees opportunities to find love, to grow, and all of these sorts of things. So
That's great. Yeah, I like that.
what's the big plan for you 2026?
Well, the big plan, the big dream, get the book published.
Wow.
And then, I have this vision, I have this dream. Well, okay, here's kind of a big deal. My partner and I just bought a house in Virginia. So we're in California now,
Congratulations.
but
Okay.
so we're going to be making a big move across the country. That's a big deal.
But why did you decide to move there? Congrats. That why did you move
Thanks.
there? Yeah.
We love the Shenandoah Valley. We love nature. Grew up on the East Coast. I've never lived on the East Coast.
Okay.
My kids are all grown, I'm an empty nester, and it just was the right season. It's like, "Let's adventure, let's go," and we found a house that we absolutely loved, so we decided to just, like, let's take this leap and see where it goes, but so a lot of 2026, I hope, will be exploring new territory, checking out new
Amazing.
coastline, and then I have this vision and this dream of my book coming to fruition, and I would like to do not the traditional book tours, but I have this, like, very romantic, cozy dream of, like, little quaint bookstores and going in and doing readings and signings, so I would love to see that come true.
Amazing. I love the fact that you're growing. You're reading, you're growing, you're uncomfortable, you got your fingers on the pulse, which is amazing. Let them know how they can connect with you and who you're looking to connect with.
Well, I would love to speak to anybody who is ready to transform their love life. Just take it to an entirely new understanding and new level and new experience of love where they go more love, less fear, willing to do the work. And that could be male or female. You can book a call with me for free, and you can get to that at my website, which is trudyguyton.com, Guyton, because that's kind of a tough one sometimes. And yeah, I would welcome it. I love healing hearts. I love connecting with people, and I absolutely love hearing other people's love stories.
That sounds absolutely amazing. Thank you for serving. We honor your growth. We honor the fact you're traveling. You know, it's
It's an
great to
adventure. Life's an adventure, right? It's like when your life becomes your love life, you're doing something right.
amazing. She leads, she sells. Trudy Guyton in the cyber building. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Let's go.